Greeting, traveler.
Change your mind.
You require my assistance? We're gonna be rich. Require my assistance? Who am I?
Let me change your mind.
Greeting, traveler.
All right. Hello and welcome everybody to Tavern Talk. It is again, we are in the playoffs. I'm back. I'm Mayanadon. I'm the guest host tonight. I'm joined by the usual host, Dusharmo, to my right, well, my left, but screen right. And below me here, JRJuggerlaw. How are you two feeling tonight? I'm excited. I know maybe a little bittersweet for you, Dusharmo, but we'll get to that in a little bit.
Be nice
I'm
if
very
I turned
excited.
on. Be nice if I turned on my mic in the slob so everyone can hear me. But yeah,
Right.
you're right.
How about
Yeah.
you, JR? How are
Yeah,
you feeling tonight?
And I got your name mixed up again. It's supposed to be Ron Mexico, and for some reason
Oh
I
yeah,
put
I should be
Mayanadon there.
Ron Mexico. Yeah.
And there's Mayanadon there, so I have no idea.
It is I, Ron Mexico, once again here.
He got a haircut.
Got a haircut. I did get a haircut
God.
though, actually.
You
too.
did actually get a haircut, in fairness.
And if
In
my hair
fairness.
looks all messed up, I told the guys before, I literally just got done mowing the lawn in the backyard, so I did not have time to hop in the ye old shower, so I'm a little
Ye
bit
old
sweaty here.
shower.
Hey, this is THL. It's a
But-
judgment-free zone.
Yeah, but I gotta do my hubby duties. Can't just.
That's right.
That's what we're gonna call them. All right.
Yeah.
Well, they are.
Very
when you
important.
got
They are.
married, when you get married, so you figure it out.
One day I'll understand. One day.
But yeah, we are
Until
moving into the semifinals this
Yes.
week. So we just saw the quarterfinals. We're going to review those matches, and then we'll jump to those top four. It's really exciting stuff. There's some really big competitors. So
Yeah, and some
Let's,
really big upsets too.
really big upsets. Yeah.
Not just one,
certainly.
but multiple. So.
Two.
I think
Yeah.
all of our brackets are totally wrong
Yeah.
at this point. There's
Oh,
no,
no, they're
no
destroyed.
redemption.
No.
So if anyone else made brackets at home, you can show us and tell us how stupid we are. But yeah, let's take a look at these stats for the lineups last week. A lot less obviously to look at, with the playoffs, but not too surprising. Demon Hunter, Druid, Rogue, Warrior, the one that we saw I think last week, have really good success and good amount of brings, continuing to do that. Anything kind of stand out here to you two?
No, not really. I think I mean this is indicative of what the lineup has been for the past few weeks now. So
Yeah.
I don't think it's anything surprising. Demon Hunter, Druid, Rogue, Warrior has been the staple coming up there, and that's going to change the finals
Yes.
week too. So
Yep.
Which is nuts. I'm
No.
trying to think if we ever had nerfs happen
Yeah.
this late into a
for
season.
For sure. I've been in like finals where there were changes or something by the time the finals came around. So it definitely isn't the first time, and it's not the first time that
Well,
Blizzard
I'm trying to
has.
think, what
what?
nerfs are you thinking of specifically, though? Because I'm trying to remember.
I can't remember, but I know that I've been in playoffs before. I feel like with some changes happen. It feels like I've had that happen. I can't put my finger on what nerfs and when, but I know it's happened. Someone else in the chat can correct me if I'm totally off base.
I was gonna say I'm gonna have to check the chat because we've had plenty of nerfs happen, but I can't think of a time where it happened so late into the finals. If it did, maybe it was before my time, but I've been here so
Happened
long that I have no idea.
I don't know. I'm just usually in the finals, so I remember what happens throughout the playoffs. Not this season, though.
Oh,
yeah, man.
man, that makes two of us, buddy. Actually, no, that makes all three of
That
us.
makes three of us. Oh man!
So
Thanks
we
for
are
watching
unbiased.
this show. We're the experts here.
Yeah.
Definitely. So yeah, I don't know. Not too surprising, but I don't know
We
that
tried.
it too much coming out here in the next couple weeks, as we sort of alluded to those big nerfs that were announced today. And I think you guys will talk about that next week a little bit more once we see kind of how that lands. Feels
Yeah.
bad for the Master Store players though. Only 3 days
Absolutely.
to test that.
Feels very bad.
I think they wanted to get these
Yeah,
nerfs
I mean,
out before.
to me, it's always surprising because on one hand, they're trying to like make these changes before the Masters Tour happens, to give people time to kind of like get used to the meta before it actually happens. But the problem is, it's like the problem is you're still putting people in a position where they have very little time
Yeah.
to actually prep because you have to submit your deck days in advance, and yeah, it's
I think they had a
it's a whole
they have to be flexible with the their times and so
Oh, Ron.
yeah. Anyway,
Ugh.
so I think that they wanted to get these out before the Masters Tour, but but not too late to where it doesn't affect the meta too long. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
So,
they wanna they kind of have to find that balance, or they're trying to, and I feel like they're kind of on
yeah.
the wrong end of it sometimes. But they're trying to find the balance of keeping things like fresh and not stale when you're having these big events like Master Stores. But you got to give the players enough time as well. But yeah, Ron, that's a great story about JR saving you from the burning building. I was there, I witnessed it, so can attest to that. Real hero. With that said,
Let's
let's
go on to the
jump into
first.
the matches. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is the first.
I know what's going on for the record.
This is the first match that was an upset, a huge upset. Like it wasn't even close.
Not even close.
This
Yeah.
was not even close.
I think all of us predicted Murgle. Murgle, it's hard not to predict them to
I know.
win the season they had.
I did not predict them to win.
You did predict
Well,
redacted, but
then,
three of
Redacted.
three of
Proud
us
of you.
did pick Murgle.
But I mean, yeah, this is definitely a big upset. At least for us, I think both teams are very, very strong teams, and it almost like played out the opposite of what I would have expected. If that makes sense, it's almost exactly flipped. I think my prediction. I don't
Yeah.
remember exactly, but it feels exactly flipped, which is kind of just like extra.
Yeah.
Like Mayan, you haven't been on the show for a while. Your first prediction, you're gonna just make it entirely wrong, exactly wrong. So thank you guys at Murgle and Redacted for making my comeback really stellar. That's all I have to say about this one. I mean, I honestly like looking at it. If I remember my predictions last week.
So I remember from these matchups. I remember two of the matchups that let me think. Yeah, so I know. Three out of the five matchups played out the opposite of how I expected. But the two matchups I did predict correctly were the 1 and the 4. So I know. So it didn't end up changing much in the end because, now instead of Redacted winning 3-2, they just ended up winning 4-1.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, the biggest surprise to me was Pasca taking the loss to Dibs, because Dibs has been having a good season, but Pasca was 8-1 up until that match.
Yeah, I think Pasca had started in the 5 though, so he was beating 5 seeds and 4 seeds, and then just I think recently was in the 3 seed, maybe like 2 weeks or so. Yeah, I think that was the case. So playing maybe higher level of competition potentially. I think Pasca's a great player, but that 8-2 is a little deceptive with the level of opponents. I'm pretty sure that Pasca was facing throughout the season. Dusharmo, are you giving me a nod, or is that a?
No,
is
my
that a
wife was
nod
my
outside?
wife was talking to
Okay.
me.
I wasn't sure if you were nodding in agreement with me, and
Oh, I would
not just
never
totally
nod in
making
agreement
things
with
up.
you. What's wrong with you? I would never agree with you. I would just say the opposite just for the sake of saying the opposite. I'm just kidding.
Well, this is based in facts.
my
This is a
God.
truth that we can look up.
Oh my God.
Time runs out on
Any
me.
last thoughts here? Do we have any rope going, by the way?
Yeah,
Time
we have a
runs
rope.
out on me.
Yeah. This is it. But yeah, you guys covered it pretty nicely. It's a huge upset. I mean, there's really no way around it. Just some big 3-0s. Agent PWE and Kel coming in with 3-0s on players that were really strong throughout the season.
Yeah.
Buse getting a 3-1. Glocko was struggling, and Redacted, when push comes to shove, came in strong, and there's really nothing you can do about it. Some teams, like I remember the New York Giants when they were like 9-7 and they won the Super Bowl. They came in and nobody expected them to win the Super Bowl, and they were just on a roll, and there was nothing you could do about it. And so that's kind of what happened here with Redacted. And if I have to choose now, I think Redacted is my favorite to win it all.
They look pretty strong, and yeah, Kel not bringing Priest seems to be working well. My biggest disappointment though for this match has got to be that the end of the season for Murgle didn't have Dabs, Dibs, and Debs all have the same record. So close, 6-4,
Yes.
6-4, and 4-6.
Right.
Ugh,
Yeah,
man.
I know.
It's like
But-
when you
And the
watch
funny
one of
thing
those
was that could have
satisfying
ended
videos.
that way. That's the funniest part.
Yeah. It could have definitely. But yeah, it's like watching one of those satisfying videos that it cuts off too short right before like the end. You know what I'm talking about.
I mean, Murgle still had a very solid season, but this is kind of one of those things where it kind of goes to show how every season we often see that there's a team that's like super dominant, does really well up until the very end, and that's why we booted Debs.
That's why they booted Debs. And with that thought, I think we should jump to the next match.
Exactly. Thank you.
Oh, hey, just let me finish my one thought. How it's like, I'll reiterate this with another match. But it just goes to show, like, teams can be really strong, but, like, just because they had a really strong regular season doesn't mean they're any less vulnerable to losing in the playoffs.
We're going to move on to the next one. This is Hot Zilfs and Beast Mode. We got to keep the show going, man. So
I know.
this was not a surprising one. Hot Zilfs, very strong team in the playoffs last season. And some strong wins that were not surprising me. Coles and Rebob getting the 1 and 2. Bill Snyder, though, picking up a really strong win in the 3, even though he'd been struggling a little bit all season, did pick up a win over Donde, as well as Copper Talon over Anful. But then Jim's been real strong all season, and a 5-5 seed is really good, and picking up a win over 8-Bit, who is 112 PR over him. Although I would question 8-Bit's classes a little bit, bringing the Paladin, but never know.
There could have been a strategy there.
Yeah. So, but I not surprising to me, and I think the Hot Zilfs have a good chance this week to advance to the finals.
Yeah, if Donde can get his act together, then I think they're a really big.
Oh, shots fired!
No, Bill Snyder is a great player,
Yeah.
so I don't think that's a very unfortunate loss. It's definitely two equal caliber players, really good players. But to me, the match that stands out here the most is actually Jim with that win. 8-Bit, like, I think a 5 seed that really shouldn't be a 5 seed most of the time, had a great season. Maybe those classes a little bit questionable, but that to me sealed the deal. Like, we had Bill win, Copper Talon win. If 8-Bit won that one, I mean, we saw the Coles versus Obviously match before last week, so we knew that happened. But everything else, to me, that one's the one that stands out as the Jim taking the win over 8-Bit. Jim really had a great
that was a
season.
big win, though. Obviously, like, despite Zilfs winning by 6 points, this was still only a 1 match difference. So, yeah, good on them.
All right. Any last thoughts, or should we move on to the next one? So that's
one.
our first two.
I think we move to the next one.
Yeah, that's our first 2 of the top 4 that you just saw there. So Hot Zilfs and Redacted. And now let's see the next
this
competitors
one
that made
is
it.
a huge upset, probably more huge than the other one in my opinion. But
You're
did
biased.
you give this one to yourself?
no,
Did you give this one to yourself?
Did I?
I wasn't watching. Oh my
no,
god.
JR, it's on you. JR.
I was gonna say, wait a minute, like, yeah. This was Good Luck Albatrosses versus the Blood Bloomers, and this one was, oh my god, like, I mean, we all basically predicted the GLA to win this one. We thought, like, they were on a roll, even with losing that very last week of the regular season. They looked very hot, very sharp. That did not happen this week. That did not happen, unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately, Lotus Knight was the only one of GLA to actually pick up a win, and that's really unfortunate because these guys had such a dominating run going where they only lost weeks 1 and week 9.
Well,
and other than that, they were just near perfect. And then suddenly, they just, I don't know, maybe you guys didn't have momentum on your side. Maybe there's other reasons for it, but it just seemed like, I still felt pretty confident that even after losing to Dad Legend week 9, you guys were just going to use that to pick things up and win. And Blood Bloomers just, maybe they're just working off the momentum they had from the previous couple weeks, and just like, they brought it to you, my god.
Yeah.
So,
well, the GLA was out of it the first 3 matches.
Yeah.
Lotus Knight and I already knew we were out by the time our matches were. I think Lotus Knight was in match when he found out, but Indy, Shu, and Mike had already lost. So my match and Lotus's night were just for pride. But nonetheless, Blood Boomers are really strong, and I give it to them. They played well. And one thing I do want to say, and this is sort of a lesson to all the players here, it's not about who's the best players. I mean, GLA was good throughout the entire season, and we were prepping and talking. And then the last 3 weeks, a lot of our players got burnt out, and it's just the nature of how long this season is. And so fortitude and mental fortitude really comes in handy here. Being able to stay on top of your game, know what classes are good, what's the hot meta right now, and a lot of our players kind of stopped practicing and playing a little bit, so which caused us to become a little complacent. Which is I was worried about that. I was a little worried about that myself. It's not to knock on the Blood Boomers at all. They're a great team. They had great wins, and they beat some really good players. And I know Sanguine really did really well versus Inzi there, and Inzi was nuts all season. So, but yeah, it's really good. So,
yeah, I was gonna say that the Sanguine win, I think that was a really big one in this one. Obviously, you said it was already said and done before you and Lotus played, but that one to me specifically because Inzi's had such a great season.
And I think that set the
does stand
tone
out to me.
because that was the first match that was played, and we knew immediately that that we kind of Inzi's been winning all season. We're like, Inzi's he's gonna get this, but nope, Sanguine shows up and beats him, and so it goes to show you that you could be on fire all season, but it doesn't matter when you're in the playoffs. So I'm kind of rooting. I think Redacted's going to win it, in my opinion, but I'm rooting for the Blood Boomers. I want them to win it.
I think everyone's got a shot, and if they keep chugging along like this, taking down what was our favorite, I think going into the playoffs.
Exactly.
It's a good start for sure.
Any last thoughts?
No, just like even with the ups, especially with the upset, I'm very excited for what the semifinals hold. Looking at how things have played out so far, it's like regardless of what you think of the meta, we've had one hell of a season so far, and now it's coming to an end, and it's kind of intense.
Well, I think one lesson that my team got out of this was, like I said, got to be able to not get burnt out of the game if you want to win a championship.
Yeah, I think this season was tough on a lot of people specifically, but you're absolutely right.
Anyway, we could talk about it later, but let's go to the next one. The last quarterfinals match would be Hearthstone Academy and Teenage Mutant Demon Hunters. Mayanadon.
This one's you. We switched it up. It's you.
That's
Come
right.
on.
That's right. You are correct. We did switch this one up. This was another not so surprising match. I think a lot of us picked. Well, I picked Hearthstone Academy. I think you guys picked Teenage Mutant Demon Hunters.
That is correct. Yes.
And I kind of equate Hearthstone Academy with Redacted a little bit. They were both kind of not in the up. Redacted actually was up to the top a lot of the season, and then dropped down near like 3 or 4 games at the end of the season, and then found their way back up. Hearthstone Academy was on the bottom at the beginning of the season and slowly worked their way up to the top. And I think a lot of it is just a lot of the players slowly started getting better and learning their lineups and everything like that. So I don't doubt that Hearthstone Academy can pick up another championship. This team has already had, I think, 3 championships. This will be their 4th championship. So kind of like a little Patriots thing going here. I'm going across the board. I mean, Heatshock Boo's really good player, but no surprising the way Hearthstone Academy's team is built. They're built to kind of lose in the 1 and win in the 2 through the 5. But a big win from Basestink over Jimmy Eat Shoes, who is a very strong player. Same thing with Ghost. Now, that wasn't even close. 3-1 over Urmumkid, who is also a very strong player. Mako, who is struggling all season. Coming up with a strong win over Super Murloc. And there's kind of where at the 4 and the 5 where they kind of outshine the other players in terms of PR. And then Sage obviously coming up strong in the 5, picking up a win, who's also kind of struggling a little bit. So Hearthstone Academy did an amazing job, and I'm looking forward to maybe seeing what they can do this week.
Yeah, it's definitely they did what they were built to do in this series. We didn't see that necessarily throughout the whole season. It kind of was interesting. We had a lot of good wins actually in like the middle seeds and even in the top seeds sometimes. And now it kind of, it looks like the way it's supposed to work. It's designed to win in those, middle at least like 3 in the bottom sort of 3 or 4 seeds. And that's exactly what happened, and it's not too surprising. I think the big ones, like you said, Ghost and Based Ink, those are 2 big ones that I think maybe I would have leaned the other way going into this.
I was very much expecting like Teenage Mutant Demon Hunters to win this, just because
Were you gonna
Hearthstone
say
Academy has like this.
Demon Hunters?
Because like Hearthstone Academy has this very nice structure going, but I felt like Teenage Mutant Demon Hunters were just gonna kind of, I felt like they were still favored in the 1 to 3. So good job on Based and Ghost for like picking up what I thought were slightly unfavored matches for both of them, and picking up wins when it really counted. Mako and Sage winning was not a big surprise. Booze is my boy. He knows this, but he had to deal with Heat Shock, and Heat Shock don't mess around. So, really good on them that, it's funny, just like the Blood Bloomers, just like all the, they managed to get 4 out of 5 wins here. It's like, we saw some pretty big wins here, I would say.
Yeah.
In the first round of playoffs.
I'm pretty sure I got only 1 right. I can't remember exactly, but we'll see. I think I got 3 of them wrong though, out of the 4. So
I got 2 out of 4 right. So I'll take the 50-50.
I was looking at it the other way. I got 1 out of 4 right. It's great.
I got 3 out of 4.
3 out of 4. You did?
Yeah, I got Hearthstone
How is that
Academy.
possible?
No, wait, no, I didn't. I
I feel like
did.
you
Did I
had
pick
similar. I
Redacted?
feel like
No,
we
I was gonna
had.
say, you got
no,
2.
didn't
You
pick
picked
Redacted.
yourself.
Well, that's right. I got 2 out of 4. Never mind. 2 out of 4.
Anyway.
50-50. Anyway, yeah.
But we have a very special treat for you now, don't we, Dusharmo?
A commercial break
A commercial break.
featuring JR, who I don't think has done a commercial break all season. So
I have not, but give me a moment. I'm trying to pull this up because something happened. Oh my goodness.
So how you doing, Mayanadon?
Oh yeah, it's a great day. I've been pretty busy at work this week, but taking Monday off, so gonna have a nice 3-day weekend.
So you decided to close the other closet but leave the middle one open?
I did, yeah. So that one was a little bit messier, and this kind of like it's too much white in the backdrop. If
Yeah.
I'm just there's nothing there. There's a little bit of business going on, but it's not too bad.
I know.
All right, I'm all set, guys.
Okay, perfect. Thanks for that. I didn't know what else to talk about.
I'm letting you out of the fire there, Mayanadon.
Talking about my closet.
All right, everybody, please consider subscribing to our channel. This subscription enables the THL team to help cover the various costs of operating our website, as well as improve the quality of our streams and content to our viewers. If you have Amazon Prime or Twitch Prime, you can sub to the channel for free. Subscribers will get a THL emoticon, as well as the lovely THL chat badge. And thank you so much for tuning into Tavern Talk. If you are enjoying your show, please make sure you check out Wild and Out on Mondays, The Saloon on Tuesdays, and Hearth Center on Wednesdays, right here at twitch.tv/Team Hearth Legends. What is that? That's not enough content for you. Well, we stream THL matches on Fridays from 8 to 10, Saturdays from 8 to 10, and on Sundays as well. The Sunday match scheduled to be determined by caster and player availability. No purchase necessary, void where prohibited. But wait, that's not all. We also have incredible written content available at www.teamhearthlegends.com. Surely that is everything you must be asking yourself. Well, friends, there's more. THL is also home to one of the best Hearthstone Discord servers in this multiverse. That's right, not just the universe, the multiverse. So hit that heart button and keep the notifications on to make sure you catch our team broadcasting live. We appreciate each and every one of you. And a special note to our viewers to check out our other social media points of interest, besides our website, including our Twitter, and our Discord, as well as our podcast featuring lovely members of our community talking about the various series that we play in every single week and trying to give a little breakdown of their rankings. So, hope you enjoy.
Wow, that was really a treat. I could see you telling me in a movie theater to silence my cell phone now. That's how it felt. That was great.
I would do that, but I wouldn't be so aggressive about it. So just keep that in mind.
Silence your cell phones now. So shall we?
That would be nice if my mic was not muted. That's why I was like, why are you talking over it? I was saying, you are a lawyer, right? You do have to give
Yes.
briefs and stuff, right? They're like whatever they're called.
So I love to argue and have to make statements, but the problem is in my line of work, there aren't a ton of opportunities to actually do that.
Yeah.
Like it is something I happen to be good. Like I use like those talking skills in other contexts, like with negotiating with other attorneys and just various communications of the like. But in terms of actually like talking a lot in court, in my line of work, that's not a very big thing. But I still do a lot.
Awesome.
It's not to say I do nothing.
All right. Well,
Well-
let's move on here, and then we can maybe do some arguing about what we think's going to
Yes.
happen with these two
Well, we
matches.
got-
Ooh, I like
We
that.
got 2 semifinal matches for you guys.
Yes,
The
we
first
do.
semifinal match is the Gold Conference Battle. We can call it the Gold Bowl. It is
Oh.
Hot Zilfs versus Blood Bloomers and Mayanadon.
Yes. So hype up the Gold Bowl. That's what we're calling it now. Dusharmo trademarked it just now. It's the Gold Bowl. It's happening. Hot Zilfs, Blood Bloomers, get ready. Yeah. I mean, looking at this one, I don't know how to predict this stuff anymore. I felt pretty good about my. Oh, there you go. It's Gold Bowl now.
Not yet.
Well, not yet. Oh,
Not yet.
spoilers.
You gotta
Spoilers.
wait.
I'm just
You just
watching
gave it away
do
with
in real time. Real time.
Whoops.
Never mind. Ignore it. But
Your life is
Now
a
you.
lie.
oh, now we're in the Gold Bowl. I'm having a tough time predicting anymore, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I think I got to go with Adam in the 1 seed, just tearing up the season. Then I'm gonna go Rebobble in the 2. I'm just doing this on the fly, everybody. So, I'm gonna give it to Donde. I think he brings it back this week. And then Anfall, and then Silver T-Fox Demon. So I think I have. Is that the Zilfs winning 3-2? I think that's what happened. Is anyone
Yeah.
keeping track?
That's what
Is anyone out there keeping track?
I think that's
Slightly. Only slightly.
I usually prep so much. Okay, I had a really busy week. Cut me some slack.
I cut you enough slack, man.
Seriously, was anyone keeping track? Was that what I predicted?
No, I wasn't paying
3-2?
attention. I was setting up the next slide.
No,
so-
I didn't actually keep track. I heard you, but I'm
and
not
I gotta
remembering it
make sure I get
offhand.
the highlight thing too. as
All
well.
right, we're going. Okay, I said Adam.
You said Adam for the 1,
Rebob,
Rebob for the 2, Donde for the
Donde.
3,
Yeah.
and then I think you said Anful for the 4, and then Silver T-Fox for the 5. So yeah, 3-2.
3-2. Yeah, 3-2. Although this is so hard to call. I could see that. I think the 3 and the 4 are the hardest for me. But Sanguine's been on a tear too. I don't know.
Yeah,
This is tough.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna be very similar. Adam
Oh,
in the
Anfall
1.
Bob Paladin and Priest. I didn't even look at the classes.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that's about.
No.
Maybe
I think it's targeting Warrior, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
Time runs out on
I'm
me.
still giving it to Anful, honestly.
But I'm gonna go Adam in the 1, Rebob in the 2. I'm gonna go Donde in the 3. I'm gonna go with Medusas in the 4 and Silver T-Fox in the 5, and I think Blood Bloomers win it 3-2.
nice. Yeah, I could definitely see that.
See, if Blood Bloomers win it, I won't be that surprised, but I'm sticking to my guns and saying Zilfs win this. I'm going to say Coles, Rebobson, and Donde all win their matches. And I'm going to say that, I'm going to say everybody but Jim Filos wins on Zilf, so it's going to be 4-1. It's funny, because, like, in the case of Adamos and Ator, I really don't like the fact that they brought Demon Hunter. But in the case of Anful, I feel like it actually works out a little bit better because, like, I think that lineup overall does a better job of targeting Warrior. So I don't know. I feel like also just like in the lower seeds, you can kind of get away with more. You're more likely to have like certain off meta choices pay off. So I feel like that's gonna, I feel like it's going to work to Zilf's advantage in that case, whereas for Blood Bloomers, I think it's going to be a problem. But hey, they're free to prove me wrong.
I don't know. I'm not a fan of targeting Warrior. I think it's a risky, very, very risky thing to do. You could go down. You could lose 3-0 if the opponent is smart enough to queue the decks that they don't know are targeted, and then to just get that win on that one deck, or they could bring something really spicy. I think in pro where there's open deck lists, I think it's a lot better. So we don't know. Maybe he's not targeting anything, and he just like, I like those decks, and he's bringing them something spicy. So
I mean, I'm very curious because Anvil is a very strong player, so I really I have to assume he has a strategy behind that. The biggest thing, though, I would say is that I would agree with you also that with Warrior, it is a bit hard to target. I think the way the meta shifted, Bomb Warrior just kind of suddenly, once people kind of fine-tuned Bomb Warrior and it became just as viable of an option as in Rage Warrior, suddenly people were realizing, now you don't have as reliable of a way to target it because decks Highlander Hunter or Highlander Mage can definitely struggle against bombs if they know what they're doing and they get their bombs into your deck pretty quickly.
Cool.
So,
well, let's move to the next one. The only other playoff match.
the only other match, yeah.
It's going to be Hearthstone Academy versus Redacted, and we do have a result already. No Glocko has won 3-0.
I was muted. I can't believe it. I had a great intro to that. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Oh, based 5
gifts.
Shared 5.
Wow.
As if she wasn't already awesome enough.
No, she gifted a sub to Chewbacca.
To 5 others. 5
No, she gave.
emotes
She
shared.
gave. It's just one gifted sub, but gave 5.
One gifted sub,
Yeah.
shared
That's awesome.
reward.
Thank you, Base.
Great stuff.
That's so awesome.
Ron, I love you. Never change,
She
man.
rich.
Never change.
So
Ron is officially trying too hard to hype me up, and it's showing.
Why would anyone need to hype you up, man? This is
Yeah.
there's
No
nothing-
reason.
It's all there's no embellishment here.
Oh God.
All right, but take it away,
Yo.
man. Take it away. This is your match. What are we stalling for? Talk about
Oh, I
it.
forgot about that. So yeah, Hearthstone Academy versus Redacted. So this is so we call it the gold, the other semifinals match, the Gold Bowl. What are we calling this first off?
didn't get that far.
The Red Rumble.
I like that. Red Rumble. We're going with that.
All right, fine. I'll do that.
So as we see here, no, Glocko already swept Booze, which that's rough for him. That's 2 matches in a row he's been swept, both in playoffs. That's got to be a bit demoralizing, especially given the season he's had so far. Being so dominant up until this point. But Hearthstone Academy are not out of this. However, after seeing Redacted take down Murgle, I feel pretty confident saying I think they're going to take down the 3-time former champions Hearthstone Academy. So with that said, I think it's going to be Agent PWE taking the 1, Pasca taking the 3. I'm going to say Mako takes the 4 over Kel, despite how much I love Kel, and I appreciate how much he's trying to hype me up as well. I gotta be honest with myself. And then I think Sage versus Snake Fods. This one's a really close one, but I'm going to give the slightest edge to Snake Fods just based on lineups.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go the opposite way. I mean, the same way. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said that. I'm gonna go
I'm
Redacted.
gonna go the opposite.
I'm gonna go with Redacted as well. I think Agent PWE and Pasca take their matches, the first 3. I love those players, but I'm feeling like Redacted's on a roll, and no Glocko picking up a 3-0 win is a very hard hole to come out of. I'm gonna even go with Kel in the 4, and I'm gonna go Sage in the 5. So I think Redacted win 4-1 with Sage being the only win for Hearthstone Academy.
I'm going to be a contrarian actually because I have no stake in this and I'm not going to be on next week, so you can't make fun of me live. But I'm going to say that HSA wins. I think they win the bottom 3 seeds, and Agent PWE wins the 1 seed, and it results in a 3-2 for Hearthstone Academy.
Nice. I like that. Any last thoughts, guys? on
That's
this
it. I
match?
said my piece.
No, I mean, all I want to say is, like, I love Sage and I love Heart
I
Academy,
said
but
Red
I feel
Rumble.
like
Where did it become Rumble and Red?
I don't know. Red Rumble sounds bad.
I don't know.
Is that
But,
Rumble in Red?
Yeah, the Rumble in red. Like,
All right.
But all I will say is I feel like with Hearthstone Academy, it's like, you know, I love these guys, I love the team, but there's always going to be a part of me that's just like going to be a little hesitant to like root for them entirely because they got 3 championships already. 3. And it's like, even though obviously 3 of the people on this team have not been part of have not won with Hearthstone Academy before, there's still like a part of me going like, oh man, do they really need a 4th?
don't know, man. I really think they should do it.
Ghost, come on! I thought we were buds. I mean, no disrespect. I just, if Hearthstone Academy gets their 4th championship, I'll be very happy for them. But I gotta say, it's like I think Redacted winning here would be very compelling.
Well-
Base just said she gave Pee Wee his first loss, so that could go the other way too.
That's fair.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see what happens with that. I'm very excited though.
I like that I said Pee Wee. I don't know if you remember that back in the day. I know it's Agent PWE, but I feel like the first time we read it or something,
called
Agent
it
PWE
Pee-wee.
was in chat, and we were joking about Pee Wee or something. I don't know. So throwback to anybody who's a Tavern Talk old head.
Well, I don't know. I'm gonna force you guys to try to remember who you picked to win. So I'll go with me. I picked Redacted to win, and who was the other one?
It's only 2 matches,
Yeah.
so
I picked
It's not hard.
I picked it Redacted to win and the Blood Bloomers to win. So I'm gonna go. I think just to kind of change up my bracket a little bit. I think I'm gonna go the Redacted to win it all. Redacted over Blood Boomers is what I think the finals are going to be.
Okay.
So what do you think?
I'm gonna say, with that in mind, I said HSA and Hot Sylphs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man. I'll go HSA.
Did you notice how none of us have the I'm gonna just
No,
say it now. None of us have the exact same predictions.
Yeah.
That's good. Then that means one of us is going to be right, and the rest of us are going to be
Or
wrong.
all of us are going to be wrong
right.
somehow. It's still possible that all of us are wrong.
That's actually true. Yes.
It's probably more likely, actually, that all of us are wrong somehow.
Well, I'm trying to think because.
Well, what do you think, JR?
Yeah, no, there's a way we could all be wrong.
What do you think?
Well, I said Zilfs versus Redacted would be the finals, and I'm going to give it to Zilfs because as much as I would love to see Redacted pull off this like amazing championship story, I got to give it to the team that was really close to making the finals last season and has arguably one of the most stacked rosters in this entire season. So I think they've got. I think like they're hungry to, especially now. I think they're hungry to like not let things end the way they did last time around. So I'm excited.
So I pick Redacted. You pick Zilfs, and what did you pick again, Mayanadon? You picked Zilfs too.
I was between HSA and Zilfs in the finals, but just to be different, I'll say HSA.
All right.
Just so we all have 3 different ones.
HSA, Redacted, and Zilfs. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we'll
Yeah,
see.
we each. It's funny. We each have one. For each of us, like we have one prediction in common with each other, but we also have one different prediction.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. And we made
So
it so if the Bloodloomers win it all, then we're all wrong. Again,
Yes.
we did it last week. We were all wrong. We all predicted Good Luck Albatrosses to win the whole thing, and they're already out. So we already were wrong the
Right.
first week. Now we have a chance to be wrong once again. So Bloodloomers, do your thing.
Please show us wrong. That's the whole point. So next week we will have Ron Mexico, the real Ron Mexico.
The real
Not this
Ron
imitation
Mexico.
lookalike over
We'll
here.
have the real Ron Mexico on, and then we'll also have Brushy Tuna on as well. And then actually, just remember, we have one more week after that, so we're gonna have to figure that out. Maybe it'll just be me and you talking to the winning team, JR, for that one.
I figured that's what we would do. Yes.
So so that'll be it
Dude,
next
man.
week. Well, I don't know if anyone here is interested, but we are looking for a sort of quote unquote face, somebody as charismatic as Mayanadon to be the lead
Aw.
for Tavern Talk next season. I've been looking around, I've been asking, had some people who are interested, just the times weren't working out and stuff. So if you something you were interested in doing, hit me up. And we could talk about it. But I'm going to keep looking for a host for next season, so we have somebody who's going to be sticking around.
Yeah, help make content. It's a lot of fun. I don't
Yeah.
have the time to do it every week anymore.
Well, that's
So
fine,
Yeah.
and I'm glad, and thank you, Mayanadon, for stepping in these 2 weeks. We really appreciate it. It's always
Yeah, of
fun
course.
when you're on, even though you made me do the show notes this week.
I did. I had to make you do it one time at least.
It's okay.
Just see what it's like. And then of course the one time you did it, it like
Everything
somehow didn't
that's tough.
save. And
Yeah, whatever.
but you fixed it quickly. It was no big deal.
But before we go, let's talk about the matches that we have this week. We have some really interesting matches. Friday night fights, we have 2 matches at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Hero Series match, it's Diamond from the Young Guns versus Pond or Free Hong Kong from ATL. And then at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we have the Pro Series match, Donde from Aeon versus Ofric from Washu Mishas. That's very interesting because Aeon is on outside the playoffs looking in, and there's 4 teams who are above them who are playing other teams. So if they really need to get that win there to get in the playoffs. That does say tentative, so that might change. And then the only other match that we have is on. I don't think we have anything for Saturday, or at least not yet. For Sunday, we have a Pro Series match. Itachi from Stay of the Blazes home versus Solo Jazz. That is going to also be another playoff playoff possibility match or outcome match where winning or losing, they might be in or out of the playoffs. So some really good content for you guys on Friday night, tomorrow, and Sunday night. So
actually, before I forget, there is actually going to be a match on Saturday for Schoolstone at the very least. We're going to be we're looking for a second match at the moment, but right now we're planning to have Liquidox versus Isocles, so F2L Black versus Dad Legend around 4 o'clock, I believe, is what we have so far. So if you want to catch F2L is more or less out, but Dad Legend, on the other hand, I mean, they're looking to clinch that playoff spot, so that'll be fun. And 2 top-notch players who could easily make it in, they're in the 1 seeds, but funny enough, they're both in the 2 seed for Legacy. So it'll be these 2 seem very evenly matched to me. So come on down if you want to see a fun one.
All right, Mayanadon, do you have any last thoughts you want to say? This might be
Wow.
You might not be on Tavern Talk for a little bit.
Yeah, it'll probably be a little bit, but I'm around. Reach out. I'm here. Say hi.
Hi.
I don't have anything to plug. I'm good. I'm doing some shoutcasting this weekend, but it's like a charity event. If anyone's interested in watching, it's for TELUS telecommunications. It's like an internal event, but should be fun.
Cool.
If anyone's watching, I'll probably tweet it out. It's going to be a little bit some I think lower level Hearthstone, some more beginners, so it's fun to watch if you want to see some like crazy wacky plays. That's it.
JR, what do you think? You got any last thoughts, buddy?
No, just been an exciting season. I'm a little sad we didn't have as much to talk about as usual with so few matches going on, but you know what? It's been a very fun season, and I'm excited to see how it concludes.
Oh yeah, no question.
And we got next week. We're going to be talking about the semifinal matches, and we'll be hyping up the finals match. So stay tuned for that. We'll have Ron Mexico and Brushy Tuna on next week, and after that we'll do one more show. It'll be JR and I and the winning team. We'll just have a little quick interview with them and talk about their winning. So thank you guys for joining us tonight on Tavern Talk, and have an amazing day.
Change your mind.
You require my assistance? We're gonna be